Okay, so I pressed the recording button and we're recording now.
Hello.
Hello. Yeah, so I don't know, we're here today because yeah, there's a bunch of like similarities between our games and a bunch of differences as well, and it's really interesting.
Yep.
What?
A lot of fellow devs kept asking me whether Randomice was inspired by Mosa Lina, which
Yeah.
it's not. But I'm not mad at the at the comparison. But the games are really different, but they do share something in essence
hmm
in the core, and that's interesting.
Yeah. It's like when I saw it on Blue Sky and I was thinking like, oh, that's so cool, I was also honestly thinking, oh, maybe this is inspired by Mussolini or something, and it's like, oh, it's so nice to. And then I was like looking into it, and it's like, and we talked, and it's like, nope. But I always find that super annoying when people are like, oh, your game is inspired by this game, and I'm like, no, it's not. It comes from something completely different, but everyone has this like quick fire association. I don't know. And,
Yeah, I mean that's how we sell games usually. When I
mm,
well not sell, but when you want other players, other friends to play some games,
mm,
you usually say, oh, you like this game and this game, so you should try this one.
yeah.
It's rare that you're just completely saying, oh, there's something entirely new that
Mm,
you can't ever compare to something else
yeah.
because
it's the
it's
basic.
getting rare.
It's the basic problem of like words. Like every word is like referring to something that we all know. Like I think this is like the Platonic ideal or something, and then you kind of need to talk in these strange abstractions and like, oh, it's a loot box like or something like that. Language is
Yeah,
sometimes super fucked up. Yeah.
a loot box like. I don't want to play that.
I think it's the most popular genre on Steam right now. I mean, it's not a genre like Red, but like you just get a lot of random stuff to open and like like card games and these like
Oh
incremental
yeah,
type games. Like it's really really popular.
yeah,
Yeah.
I've seen that.
It's kind of like, I mean, you started working on this game. You told me, or you had the idea for it in 2018. Have you been making games
Yep.
before that, or like
Oh yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Well, I've been making games for quite a long time. Like the first game I really made was in 2002, something like this. A
Whoa.
video game, I mean.
Yeah.
And I always made games in my spare time since, but
Uh-huh.
I rarely published them.
Yeah. Interesting.
Uh, I've kept many games for me and some friends, and then said like, nah, it's not worth anything.
Wow.
And then also at the time, we didn't have itch.io or
Yeah.
easy access to Steam, so
Wow. So you're OG indie in that sense. I like started game development in like 2014, 2016 or something.
okay,
Like with like, and I guess it's like a completely different landscape, no? I mean, you just had a computer and were like, oh, I can make a game. It's fun.
yeah.
How has that been to see like the independent scene or like yeah, the game development scene like change over the years? Because like yeah, that's a
Oh, it was very inspiring because at first I was making games, but in my university, all the teachers were saying, "Okay, that's cool, your games, but just do something that will be useful and make you money." And so they were pretty discouraging about that.
damn.
And for most of my time, I just did a normal job.
Mm,
And when Indie Game the movie came out, I think it was in 2012, it
yeah.
just blew my mind saw when I saw Phil Fish, Jonathan Blow, and Moon Macmillan work on their game. I was like, "Hey, that's exactly what I want to be
Yeah.
doing."
Yeah. I think
Uh,
that movie like is really, really like a big like point where a lot of people were like, fuck yeah, let's do this.
yep.
Um, and then it's really interesting because I think then like a lot of people start making indie games, right? That completely changed the space just because there's so many more people.
Oh
Um,
yeah.
I mean, that's like more than 10 years ago. So there's like this first change where it's like, oh, it's viable and it's like a thing, and there's these like stories you can kind of attach to. And now I think we're like very far from that, like in the cultural moment or something. Like it just feels so different now for me.
Nowadays, well, it's hard to release a small indie game because you have so many indie games that have such great value in the art, in the content, and they maybe should be called like AA games or things like this sometimes.
Yeah. It's a fight, I think, that like people with no budget or like people who self-fund have like lost. Like it's over. Like indie games can now be things that have like millions of dollars of budget. If this
it's that's always the same. The indie name. We're not going to make the debate again, but indie games don't mean a lot of things right now.
Yeah. It's like, I don't know. I just kind of wait for all of that to collapse, but it never does, really.
But at the same time, we have really a lot of great games. Like the past few years, I've seen the emergence of so many great games. So I also like it as a player. It's hard as a game developer, but as a player, I mean, it's a huge time right now.
I can't speak on that. I've kind of stopped playing games. Like I'm trying now to get back into it, but like Randomize was actually like the first new game I've played in quite a while.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah. It's a whole different topic, but I guess it's kind of related to Mosa Lina, where like I guess like just in the moment when this starts, you know, like when you say, oh, for a couple of years, the games have been so cool. I haven't been playing games for a couple of years, basically.
You have so much to discover.
I have so much to do. I wish I could just like finding the time to actively like play a game and be engaged with the scene is really hard. But yeah, like stuff like this is, I guess, maybe a way for me to find my way back. I mean, the game released. Are you now finding that you're playing more other games or?
A bit, not too much. I'm still struggling to find time to play the games, but I try to say like, okay, this week I'm going to start this game and play it. Like last month, I just said, okay, I really want to play Tunic. Because it's a game I will love, I know it, and it's been. I bought it like 4 years ago, and I didn't play it. I wanted to just. Well, I played it like once or twice, and I knew that like I don't have time to for this game right now. I have to wait, and I wanted to just commit and say, okay, I'm going to finish it. It was great. I love the game, but yeah, I have to make some time in my routines to really play a game. It's not like, oh, I have some time, I can play. No, I have to make the time.
So you're disciplined. I guess that's the way. Yeah, it's kind of paradoxical to be like, oh, I have to play a game, and like now I need to like clear the calendar for this. Like, but let's get back to your game actually, to Randomize, because I saw the trailer and I saw the store page and I was like, wow, you know, this is really close in a lot of ways, and like a lot of stuff is very similar. And then I've been playing it, and I'm only on day 4 of the campaign. Like I'm only now starting to like be able to be like, now I play a game and enjoy it.
The tutorial is almost over.
The tutorial, that's what I was thinking. Yeah, because it was like, this all feels like so intricate and so like planned out that I was thinking like, is this random? Is this not random? I was just not sure.
Oh yeah, that's a question I wanted to ask about Mosa Lina. Is it really random? I mean, in the game, it's really clearly said that, oh yeah, you've got 3 items at random and like 10 levels at random. It's fully random. I don't control anything.
Yeah.
And is it only just the first screen you arrive on that's hard-coded and then fully random?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it was a long struggle to arrive at this like really radical like randomness or something.
Yeah.
But yeah. It's like the whole. idea is that it's kind of like Mario Kart or something, like as a play experience. Like you just boot it up and you just get some play, and then you
Mhm.
stop again. It's not like linear. There's no progression. All of this thing. And I had all of that in the game during development, and then I just removed it and removed it and removed it because I realized like to like build all of these dependencies and make sure that all of that stuff then works just as intended, and like to give people creativity moment in a controlled way kind of just didn't really work. And it's just also so much simpler to just be like pick random, pick random, pick random, rather than like, because I imagine, I guess I didn't actually manage to leave the tutorial, that it randomize is really complicated to like figure out how to generate a level that actually takes into account all of the things you can do and kind of like presents you a path forward. Is that a really involved process? Yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah, the algorithm is quite big and complex. And also that's I don't mean that in a bad way, because I love coding, I love solving problems. So one of the reasons I wanted to do randomize, because I thought randomizer was so cool and must be so complex. I wanted to deep into it and see what were the issues you could find. And every time I got a stable engine to randomize the house, I was like, okay, what can I add that can just push the engine to its limits, and then I have to improve it.
Did you play a specific like randomizer or something that got you in love with randomizers, or like, because it's quite a niche thing?
It was Ocarina of Time Randomizer, because Ocarina of Time is one of my best game of all time. It really changed me when it was released.
Yeah.
And I played it a lot. And when you play a game a lot, then at some point it feels like, I want to play it. I want the nostalgia again, but it's becoming bland.
Yeah.
And when the randomizer was released, and I didn't present randomizer, but basically in Ocarina of Time Randomizer, you can just start, you leave your house, and then you open the first chest, and inside you can find like a bow, or the grapple, or the hover boots, and then you have to figure out where you can go with these items. That usually you start with a sword and a slingshot, and now you have a bow and you have a grapple, and you have to decide where you go. And it's changes so much the experience of the game, because you have to relearn all the level design, all the ways you can interact with things. You have to get creative sometime, and it's really interesting. And I wanted to make randomize because Ocarina of Time Randomizer is great, but also it's really demanding. Like the first seed I ever completed was probably 8 or 9 hours to complete, like the first one. And I knew Ocarina of Time very well before that. So it's really a big commitment, and you have to have the knowledge beforehand. It's not something you learn on the way. And so I wanted people to be able to experience randomizers, but with a tutorial in a shorter experience.
Yeah. This is really making a lot of sense to me, because that's I guess that's why you need to have the like handcrafted tutorial house kind of, so that people can learn what is the baseline before it get remixed.
Yeah, my first idea was to just put the people in the world, and they have to learn it on the fly, but it quickly became overwhelming for many playtesters, so I had to chunk it down. Like you start in one room, then one floor, then we had 4 or 5 rooms, and then the full house finally. So you can just learn along the way in a controlled environment, and also you understand that things are going to get shuffled every time. So you also get the game design, because it's a game design that's not known. You have to also say, okay, what is a randomizer? It's
Yeah.
not like, okay, you know what a roguelike is. I don't have to explain
Yeah,
it to you.
yeah. It's always so kind of like unthankful when you want to do something that has never been done before, and then it's just many people actually play games that they already know, and they just want a different kind of skin or different sound effects or something, but they
Yeah.
actually want the same experience again. Yeah, and then onboarding those people is really really difficult. Like
Yeah.
I was running into like similar issues with Mosa Lina, and like my solution was basically to just not do all of the complicated setup and explanation stuff, and basically just accelerate the core loop. Like
Yep.
I also had this thing where I had like a big overmap.
Hmm.
When I started playing Randomize, I thought it was so funny because when you learn a new tool in Randomize, you go into this like space, into this like
Yeah.
separate level. Like that structure really remind me of how a very early version of Mosa Lina was looking, where you walk through overworld, you enter portal, you learn one tool, you go out, you have to use the tool in the overworld. And it just very quickly became too demanding for me. Like when you're saying, oh, you like big complex system and like coding this, just something I cannot do.
Yeah.
It's
Interesting that
really difficult.
you had to cut a lot of things, because right now the game is really pure,
Mm,
and it's enough. You learn on the fly.
mm,
When you get a new item, you're like, okay, let's press the button and see what happens. And
yeah.
I like how it works.
Yeah. It's like more like a toy box. I guess because it's less coming from the idea of a randomizer. Like I discover randomizer speedruns on YouTube while making Mosa Lina. Like I never really play randomizer myself
Mm,
or something like that.
yeah.
The Ocarina of Time randomizer that you think about a lot while making randomize, does it have also algorithm inside to check if everything is doable?
Yes, yeah,
Oh,
well, yeah,
okay.
they have that.
Nice.
It's
Yeah.
not the same kind because the worlds are so different.
Mm-hmm.
The algorithm is in randomize have to be more complex because there are less checks, less possibilities. The algorithm is in Ocarina of Time can just say, okay, let's put things more at random,
Mm-hmm.
and then at some point we expand where you can go with that.
Mm-hmm.
But in randomize, for example, when you arrive into the house, you have only one present you can open
Mm-hmm.
by design. So in this present, you have to find something that can help you open new stuff. So it's already one constraint. Whereas in Ocarina of Time, you arrive and you have like, I don't know, 10 to 20 checks you can see. So with randomness, you are pretty sure that something
Yeah.
cool is going to be placed in one of those 20.
Mm-hmm. When you say checks, I'm curious. Do you mean like a gate kind of like something you need to beat to open something?
Checks is the name in randomizers that encapsulate the chests and the quest rewards, and everywhere when you can get a random item is what they call a check.
Oh,
So,
oh,
so
oh,
it
okay.
can be a mini game, or yeah.
Interesting. So there's like a whole obviously there's a whole community with a whole design language.
Yeah, I
As
try
checks.
to keep that to be able to speak with them.
Yeah, no, it's cool. I guess then the people who make Prey Moon Crash, I guess they know about these randomizers. I mean, I assume they do.
Oh yeah.
I think it's really fascinating how there is on one part there is kind of like the gambling slot machine game design that is really huge right now. And then on the other
Yep.
side, I think there is things like randomize and like Resident Evil adjacent game and stuff like that, where it's much more about taking experience that was in older game or somehow, and that then got like changed by community, like speed running, the
Mhm.
randomization stuff, the challenge runs, all of that stuff. And I think a lot of that is getting formalized kind of like into its own games right now, or like for the last couple of years, where you have like, you're saying like, oh, the Ocarina of Time thing is so cool. And then you want to kind of like accelerate it and make it accessible to more people.
Yeah.
I think it's like one of the big like undercurrent of game design language. And then you have the people that make Prey Moon Crash, who are like this huge studio who doing the same thing. I think is really cool.
Yeah, Prey Moon Crash was really something. So because Prey was a let's say, classic immersive sim. Really good game, really good setting, but I kind of grew bored of this game in the middle.
Yeah,
Uh,
same.
Mostly because you start the game, you do a build, you decide some abilities, and then at some point you are on a set path because you can't really change the way you play mid game. And Moon Crash, you have 5 different characters, and you have 5 different ways to interact with the environment, and that's how you can see that wow, the level design they made is really good because you have 5 different ways of interacting with everything, going through everything. It's so clever, and I really like this game for that.
It's like I never played Mooncrash. I always thinking like, oh, should I? But then I always think about like exactly what you're saying. Like I always get in the middle of Prey. I kind of like hit this point where I just want to. I want to skip more stuff, you know. I want to be more creative. I want to go to more places more fast.
Yeah.
And then I just stop building my character and I just start to run forward, and then I'm super under leveled or something. And I just, you know, it just becomes impossible almost to do anything because I'm running out of resources very, very quickly.
Yeah. Just try Moon Crash.
Okay.
It's really good. The only sad part for me of Moon Crash is that you have to play Prey beforehand because that's the kind of tutorial for Moon Crash. You can't just start Moon Crash.
It's the same. It's the same with Ocarina of Time and the randomizer, right? Like you need a kind of intro section or something to be like, this is the solid reality, and then it can get remade.
And that was the big thing with Randomize, because you don't have a tutorial game before that. The tutorial had to be inside of the game. And that's pretty much what took the most time out of all the development, was to teach everything. You were talking about the randomized aspect of the first levels, and yes, indeed, the first days are really fixed. Like day 1 and day 2, they are always the same. And day 3, you have most of the things that are fixed, and then some that are randomized. And then day 4, it's getting more and more randomized. But throughout the campaign, it's really something I try to hold the player by his hand to make them slowly come to a fully randomized run. Because at the beginning I just wanted to just keep everything randomized, but then every few playtests you have someone that arrive in a situation that requires you have to use the rocket and the cheese jump from this point to reach this chest. It's not easy indeed, but that's randomness. But I can't. I said that to some playtest on at some point. I was like, no, I can't blame randomness. I have to do something about that. And so I forced some random elements to be fixed, and I also added an idea of logic level. Like throughout the campaign, you have you use a beginner logic, and when you play a challenge outside of the campaign, it becomes an advanced logic, and advanced logic requires you to use your tools in a more creative way sometimes.
This means that like in the engine that is creating the level, a flip is switching and is saying like, now all of this technique is allowed or something like that.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
And you have different levels. I have also an expert logic level, but it's not used yet anywhere. But because it's kind of tricks that require knowledge. It's tricks that have been found by me or the community, and if you don't know it, it's going to be hard to really get it. So I think it's something that will be available at some point for players who are really read the wiki, basically to know what we can expect of them. So right now I don't want to put that into the wild.
Yeah, I can understand to like get people really, really frustrated, and then they look it up, and the solution is something that is just outside of their comprehension.
Oh yeah, already I have quite often people who said, "Oh, I'm soft locked,"
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
You're
yeah.
probably not.
Yes. That's yeah, it's an interesting like conceptual problem of like how to manage people. And it's such an interesting problem space too, where you're like, am I soft locked or not? And it can get really personal for
Yep.
for a player. Yeah. Yeah. I'm really curious because I'm only on day 4 when the game is like getting more and more random, but not like at full randomness yet. Like what is like really high level play looking like in randomize?
Like in a kind of in a speedrun.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
we were chatting before, and you were saying, "Oh, there's a playtester who has 100 hours in the game." Like
Oh yeah.
how do they play the game?
Crazy fast. Yeah, they know all the checks. They know by heart all the requirement for the quest. They know what every single character wants, and they know all the different tricks and best ways to go through the house depending on whatever items they have available. And they are just really good at keeping in their head a list of the things they have to do. Because when you want to go fast, that's what you do. You receive something, you like you receive the firecracker, and you say, okay, with the firecrackers I can reach these 5 new locations.
Wait, you can use them to like for movement, or do you mean like breaking?
Oh yeah, just to open new presents. And then from these 5 new locations you have to determine where you want to go. Okay, maybe in the nearest, or maybe over there, because there are 3 that are together.
Yeah.
And then you receive new items and you have to know where you can go, and you have to always keep in mind all the different things you can do and determine where it is best to go right now to optimize your time.
So it's like a mental logic check that you basically enter a room and you go to a present and you get a present, and then like boom, okay, you have to make really quickly like 7 decisions about the future, and then you go to next room. Yeah. Okay.
Oh yeah, and compared to classic randomizer, randomize really emphasizes on that, because like in Ocarina of Time, you open a check and then the next one will be probably in 30 seconds or 2 minutes, because you have a lot of space to travel to go to the next one. In randomize, you can open a check every 10 or 20 seconds. So you really have to think fast.
I can't, but I can totally see how people can do that. Yeah.
Oh yeah. I wanted the game to be for either the speedrunners and the casual players who want to just enjoy and relax and just play the game more like a puzzle than speedrun.
Yeah. When I was playing it, I had to think a lot about not because I didn't really get into that part yet, but a lot about web. Do you know that game?
Oh yeah, I didn't play it.
That's so interesting, because I think like there's so many. That's another thing, you know. We would have to get those developers in here and like talk about inspiration and stuff. But like there is a lot of like with the dialogue with the mouses and like the quests you have to do, and kind of like this whole like larger 2D world where you explore and bring objects to other people, and they have their quirks and their requirements and stuff, is really, really deeply remind me of web.
Okay.
Well, it's really funny you didn't play it.
It's sitting in my wish list, like 200 other games.
Yes.
I can put it on top of my wish list to play it earlier than later.
Yeah, I don't know how. I mean, it's just funny. I think, And also now I'm doing the exact thing I was complaining about in the beginning, where I'm saying like, "Oh, is this inspired by this one other game I know?" You talk to an NPC and fled to the world. It's like,
yeah.
So you told me you had the idea in 2018.
Yeah.
And the idea was what specifically to like accelerate the Ocarina of Time.
Yeah. Faster randomizer and more accessible, and also because the randomize name was like the first thing that that started this whole project.
Wow.
I want to do a randomizer. Okay, I have to find a name for the project.
Yeah.
What can it be? Oh, randomize. Randomize is cool. Okay, it's going to be mice, and they're going to have firecrackers and lighters, and
it's really
it really came from that.
it can join the long list of independent game that start as a pun and actually become
Yeah.
a really big project.
How did Mosa Lina come? Is
Uh,
it because it's just a random name for a random game?
no, it was the idea. It's coming out of immersive sim engagement. I think Mosa Lina is also one of this like acceleration game. Like I have this thing where I'm like, oh, for me it's Dishonored. I'm like Dishonored addicted in some way. Where I just feel like ability to do all of these things and stuff is so cool, but then Dishonored is too limited for me, and I feel like, oh, all of the game, by making sure that it can be beaten, you kind of like force me to make this list in my head, right? Like when you say like, oh, randomize high level play is like going through this list and intuitively knowing all of this. This is not how my brain is working. I much more want to just fuck around in the moment and see what happens. And then, like there's like the Cruelty Squad was big inspiration because Cruelty Squad in some level doesn't care. Like you can pick totally wrong tools for level and just have a horrible time. And I think this kind of like unlocked in my head the ability of like, oh, you can just not do the caretaking kind of. But the name is because I wanted to make the opposite of something that was really pristine and really beautiful. Because so I take the Mona Lisa name, which is like that painting, like this is art, like objectified kind of, and then just kind of switch it around.
Interesting. Okay.
It's like it's a funny thing. I've been thinking about all the games I make, especially the larger like commercial ones, and they are always like in direct reference to something else, right? Like they are always like directly coming from, oh, Mosa Lina is from Immersive Sim, and another game I made is based on Pong and stuff like this. So like there's this deep like connection to the stuff I play. Yeah.
I really like that there is a link between immersive sims and both Mosa Lina and Randomize because it's so much different.
Yes. Yeah. It's I mean, if there is more people, if it was like super popular genre, which is kind of is, but also is very niche still in a way.
Yeah.
I think we would have names for our different schools, I would be like, oh, you're a whatever list person or something. I'm like a fuck around person, and like there's a bitter forum war between our faction about who is the true or something like that.
Yeah.
It's
the Mosa Lina like genre.
Yeah, it's really interesting because like after releasing that game and then doing some updates and really not liking the update process, which I also want to ask you about but I really didn't like doing updates and all of that. And like now I have kind of completely moved on, I think, from this whole space. Like I don't know, but it's still, it's like the best known thing I ever make. So it's really like following me kind of in a way.
It will always.
Oh no! Yeah, I mean it's okay. It's just really hard to kind of like find a new thing to get into. Right? Like now you make Randomize, and it's based on very long engagement with Ocarina of Time. First is like the solid game kind of, and then Ocarina of Time Randomizer, and like this deep level of involvement and care, I think is not easy to reproduce with different things.
Yeah. It takes time to wind down from this game. So I'm still doing updates. I'm still creating new challenges. But yeah, at some point I will have to say, okay, I can let you go.
What made you decide to sell Randomize when you say, oh, most of the stuff you make is sitting on your hard drive in secret?
Oh, because I at some point I wanted to really release something. I released the game in 2014 on mobile. So it was Kawaii Killer. Basically, you have some animals that pop up on the screen, and you have to kill them depending on what they are. So, for example, the foxes you have to tap, the rabbit you have to swipe, the tortoise you have to press the screen and keep it pressed. So you have to do all the other things with other fingers. So it's a game of multitasking and finger placement.
And murder.
So, and murder of cute animals. And I released that in 2014 already. So that's basically when I decided that, okay, now I want to publish my games. It's just that Randomize, I thought it would be a quicker game to release, because at first I just had a series of challenges without tutorialization, without story, and then when I added that, it just blew up in size and complexity.
Yeah, it always takes longer, but then yeah, I guess it's a hard game to playtest. Like when you give it to someone and say like, oh, so do you know Ocarina of Time? Do you? And like,
Oh yeah, it's really hard to playtest because so many different occurrences, so many different ways of randomizing the house can appear. Depending on the player, they can just deal with it or just be stuck on it. You have to see a lot of playtesters play the game to ensure that you have polished all of the different corners on which they can get stuck.
How did you find all of those playtesters?
At first, it was friends. And then when the demo was up, there have been quite a lot of streamers who played the game, and it was really good because basically they were playtesters because they play the game, they record themselves, and you can see there if they like it, and they talk a lot about what they are doing, what they are experiencing. So they are the best playtesters.
It's so funny. Like I think streamers really have to unhook some sort of like control mechanism in the brain and just immediately let go everything that is coming in the head. So you get a really like stream of consciousness thing from that.
Yeah, exactly. And then to test the whole game, I got some very motivated players from different communities who played a lot. And that was really kept me going. When you have playtesters, and when you get a new version out, they play hours upon hours.
Yeah. So
it's really motivating.
Where did these people come from? The Ocarina of Time community, kind of, or from randomizer community, or like
mostly Ocarina of Time randomizer, yeah. And
cool. That means you manage to like fulfill the kind of like itch, like when you say like, oh, you want this experience, but they're more accessible, and then the people actually jump on it. That's really cool.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I didn't get that many people from actual randomizers because I think I underestimated how much the nostalgia was working here.
Yeah.
Because many people just want to play more Ocarina of Time in a new setting, and they don't necessarily want to play a randomizer in their favorite game. So they just want to play more of the games they already like.
Have you thought about giving the main character a green little hat?
Oh no! like Tunic, yeah. I didn't think about that. No, I wanted him to have his own style, but that could have been a good nod. Like wink, wink. Look at that.
Yeah. When you're saying you said you're doing updates or like challenges, are you handcrafting them? How does that process look like?
So because the engine is quite complex, you can have many different scenarios with it, and I wanted to expand on the game after the release. For example, so the house is 3 stories tall, and you have 14 rooms. And the first challenge in January was a tall tower of like 10 or 11 stories, something like this. Like all the rooms are stacked. And it changes so much how you go through the house, because some items that are not that useful, usually like the charge pins, which gives you a lot of upward momentum, in this challenge become really mandatory to have and to use. Another challenge was Cash Castle, and in this one you have the 3 gacha machines which give you gave that a coin and you get an item in return. In this challenge, all the checks everywhere and all the characters, they give you coins. And then you go to the coin machines, and only the machines contain useful stuff. And it was really interesting. When I coded that, I was like, oh, it can be fun. But it was really interesting to play that because it gives a new way to play. You have to determine where you want to go, like to the bank and get everything. And you can just also skip some stuff because you're always going to get coin. In Randomize, you may assume that, okay, if I don't get this check in particular, maybe in this one, it is the thing I'm missing. So maybe at some point you have to do it.
Yeah.
In Cash Castle, you're like, okay, I know there is a coin there. Maybe I will need a coin, but maybe not this one. So you can prioritize stuff. So it's interesting. The last one for April was Dark Den, and basically the whole area is black, the whole screen is black, and you only see light where there are light sources. So if you open the lighter, if you start the fireplace and all, and then you really have to know where the checks are and which one you have opened, because you can't just enter a room and check which one you did or did not open yet. You have to remember, otherwise you have to go there one by one.
It seems almost like like each of those is like a DLC kind of, like with the amount of large change you look for.
I could have done a DLC maybe, but
well, I mean, it's the age of the live service. One thing I was thinking, like I was playing the house and I was like, oh, I really want to check out the challenges, but they were locked. I was so sad. I mean, obviously I would have like been totally lost and like confused and something, but I would have really liked to check the.
Well, you can unlock them if you go into the settings under the data. You have a checkbox to unlock them if you want. I just logged them before because for once the beginner advanced logic stuff.
Yeah.
If you go there, you are required to do some tricks that can be hard to understand when you don't know enough the layout. And and also some challenges are harder than the.
For sure, I was kind of like hoping for that to be like really put on my toes. But I guess like I'm very, how do you say, like Mosa Lina brained in this regard. Like I'm totally okay with being completely messed up and like, if I press challenge and I'm like, oh, I will not be able to beat this, but I just wanted to check it out. But it's cool that I can do that. I think I will do that tomorrow.
Yeah, I want
on my mandated session of like enjoying the game.
I want to I want to let the players experience how they want. So if they want to
no, it's cool that it's unlockable. Yeah. Oh, is there some topic? Because I don't know. I think we're kind of like going toward the end of our time. Is there some topic that we haven't covered where you like really want to talk about that?
Yeah, maybe we can talk about emergence, like emergent gameplay, which is for me at the core of Mosa Lina. You're given 3 tools and then you have to really do something with them. It's is there a more emergent game than this?
Oh, I don't know. It's probably Dwarf Fortress, no? Like for sure.
Oh,
Dwarf Fortress, yeah. Like,
we're going deep comparing Mosa Lina with Dwarf Fortress. That's something.
It's I think it's like in terms of emergence of like actually different states. A lot of games are more emergent. I think with Mosa Lina, I think that the like kind of unique thing about that game is that it's physics based and platforming based, and the layer of like mechanical skill and mechanical cheesing you can do is kind of really deeply interacting with this random tool selection you get, because they are all physics objects. So I mean, like the interesting thing, or like the core thing in Mosa Lina is that for all of the emergence and all of the like wacky things you can do is really just boiling down to a few basic things that you can use the tools for. You can gain height, or you can get the horizontal motion, or you can like teleport. It's always kind of the same. Like there's really there
are a lot of variants of the same core items.
Yeah. And then when we did the update, it's like we're really scratching the. I just think there's a kind of like a finite possibility space in 2D that you can do with like controlling a character. Like it's been
Yeah.
like 40 years or more since like Pac-Man and Mario and stuff. And there's not, it's not like suddenly we are discovering, oh, here is a new thing you can do in video game. It's like there's grappling hook, there's bomb, there's sword, there's bow. It's just kind of like have that space
Yep.
really mapped out. And
Yeah.
then I think, and then that's also why like randomize and Mosa Lina then go into the structure, right? To get the variation and to get the kind of like novelty and interest out of that. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, I feel like emergence. There's a kind of like a mathematical emergence group of people who are doing like a lot of stuff with like Conway's Game of Life simulator and voids and things like that, like really like large swarm simulations. And I find that so fascinating. And I would have loved to make something like this, but I just can't code it. That's just like the essential baseline thing of like, I just can't code this stuff. I have to rely on physics to provide like this kind of like list that high level randomized players have in their head of like, oh, if I do this, I do this. A lot of the list of because Mosa Lina has that list too, right? It's just not routing based; it's more like interaction based, and it's all deeply driven by physics because physics provides that kind of like chaos or that kind of like analogness where you have just many different options and then you get the physics library in your head rather than a routing library, which I guess is like the core difference in our approaches starting from a similar space.
Interesting. Yeah. And so what's next for you? I've heard that you had quite a busy week. What you working on?
I've had a busy life. Like after Mosa Lina, I was kind of done with video games for a while, and I just did things in real life, which I could do because Mosa Lina made a bunch of money, right? And now I feel like such a it's very strange. It's like I'm really struggling to get back into the like feeling I had when I was making Mosa Lina. It was a really happy time, and I can't. I've just changed too much, so I need to. I need to find a new way to live. Deeply enjoy making game again. But we're working on a pretty large game. We've been working on it for half a year, maybe like a few months pre-production, and then since January, really going pretty hard on it. And it's gonna come out. It's gonna come out this year, and it's gonna be 3D. I think I can say that. And so like
interesting.
Because like Mosa Lina, it's like now with randomize, so much about routing and checks and this language and all of these things. I assume, like to make a game like this, you kind of need to really become deeply familiar. And I became so deeply familiar with the language of 2D that I got really like, what can I do here? Like I just saw nothing that was interesting, and so we've been learning 3D for a while now, and like production flows, and it's so much more. But the next thing is going to be 3D.
Something new, a new environment.
But then it's so disappointing because I was hoping that 3D would unlock some new possibility space of game design, but it really doesn't, right? Like you are able to break down Ocarina of Time randomizer into 2D, and you can catch the same people with the same vibe. Because game design is kind of like dimension agnostic in this way. There's some things you can do in 3D that you can't do in 2D and the other way around, but it didn't really open new space. So what's next?
Not that much.
To just quickly answer, it's like I just have to find a new way to be while making a 3D game with a bunch of really cool people. In like the largest team I ever worked in.
Oh, that's promising.
Let's see. I don't know. Like the underlying game design idea is really strange, and like, I'm not sure. But then again, it's not strange. I don't know. It's like with this big project, I'm always switching between like this is the best shit ever and this is horrible and nobody will love it and whatever.
It's often that going from what I'm doing is great and then nobody is going to play that.
Yeah. It's tough. I mean, how did you survive that, like in development, like this kind of like pressure?
Oh yeah, it's because I did mostly everything by myself except the art and music.
Mm-hmm.
It was sometimes pretty hard because I didn't have anyone to just kick me in the butt when I was just down by the amount of things to do, but some tasks that I really hate to do, like doing social posts and things like this.
It's a classic. Yeah, we all hate it.
Yeah.
We all need to do it, and then it fucking sucks.
So yeah, sometimes it was just hard for weeks or months, and then at some point you find something to just get you back up. And I'm glad that I was able to get back up multiple times when that happened, because otherwise I would have been so sad to have worked so much on this game and not see it come into fruition.
Yeah, it can really become a huge pressure where you feel like you can't let it go, and then
Yeah, exactly.
it's a really tough spot. Yeah, I am very glad you were able to finish, because that can really, like, it's horrible. Yeah. What's next for you now that you released?
What's next is that
I mean, the updates.
well, I've been working on Randomize for 7 years, and in 7 years there have been quite a bunch of great games. And when I play a really great game, I'm inspired by it. Recently, it has been Outer Wilds and Blueprints that have just messed up with my mind. And so when I play a game like this, I just think a lot about, okay, I want to do something. I want to extract the core thing that I like in these games, and I want to put it somewhere else. So I've got two ideas of projects: a mini Outer Wilds and something inspired by the drafting and puzzle design of Blueprints. But there are projects that will probably take 1 or 2 years. So right now I can't really do that. They are somewhere, and I hope that I will be able to work on them at some point. Right now I'm just trying to focus on really smaller games. In the present, I'm also working for a former colleague of mine. I'm helping him to start a game/app, mobile app, and we'll see where it goes. And then I'm having a lot of opportunities to work with cool people on new projects, so I'm really excited about that. I've got to choose which one I want to focus on.
Are people approaching you after the release, or like what's happening?
Mainly, it's like when Randomize was released, I contacted again some people that I didn't talk sometimes for years, and some were like, "Oh yeah, and what about the project we started 10 years ago? Can we maybe continue it?" I'm not sure about this one, but what about this other idea? And then we started, okay, maybe if we find some time where we can work together. So that's mostly how it went. And also there have been some other game devs that I always wanted to work with, and they wanted to work with me, but you are working on a game, they are not, they want you to join, but you can't, and then you finish your game, and then they are on another project. And synchronizing is hard.
It's really, really difficult to find people you can collaborate well with. I don't know. It's really just like, it's a big struggle. I feel like it really is like dating to find someone where you can like vibe with and have the same kind of like underlying values and stuff. It's really, it's such a...
Exactly. Yeah, that's why I have some friends I really want to work with, because I know that we are just alike on so many different topics and values. And I want to be able to work with them. Just the stars need to align so we can do something together.
This is a very smooth transition. But speaking about doing things together, we're going to do a bundle of Randomice and
Oh,
Mosa Lina.
are we?
Wow, yeah.
Incredible. Yeah.
To honor like the shared inspiration and the different outcomes of creative work. And
Exactly.
yeah, I guess when we upload this, it's gonna be live on Steam, so you can check it out.
Yeah. It's going to be 20% off the full price of both our games.
Yes, so you can
And
consume digital media cheaper.
exactly. Isn't that all that we want?
Yes, that's what all of this is about in the end. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm really glad we could make that. I'm really happy that we had also this conversation. It was really
Yeah,
really a
it's
good time.
fascinating. Yeah, it's cool. It's cool stuff, and it's like it was such a good opportunity to kind of like just show how things that can look very similar or like inspired by each other are actually from different corners of the same space, maybe.
Yeah,
It's cool stuff. Great.
inspiring.
Yes, I will stop the recording now. And
Yep.
cool.